Okay, Jakey, take a bite of this and guess what it is. Here.
I don't know.
Just guess.
An orange?
Perfect.
Okay, so I only lost my taste yesterday on Christmas, so I'm quite new to this no taste, no smell, but putting it to the test today. I forgot with me an onion, so start with the smell. Yeah, it smells like a plastic ball. I usually cry when I cut onions, so it's pretty weird. Okay, now for the taste. It's crunchy, but tastes like water. I could taste chili yesterday, so I'm gonna try. Freshly picked from the garden.
Right, so one of the side effects of COVID is that you can't taste. Dogs are not happy. It's been pretty bad. It has slowly been returning, but we're going to give the dogs food a little taste. They're not happy, so they're wondering what I'm doing. So I'm going to see if I've got any return taste buds. Right, I've got some prize little pellets here. Sorry, Lele, no, this is for me. Okay, here we go. Sorry, my dog. Tastes like nothing. Tastes like bits of cobble. One of the crazy side effects of COVID is losing taste. All of a sudden, delicious flavors and good food and drink just vanish. The smell of a rich flavor of a freshly brewed coffee is gone. A Chardonnay's subtle hints of oak trees blowing in a gentle breeze atop a grassy pasture is gone. Life's just not the same anymore. And now, it doesn't matter what I eat. It all seems to taste much the same. Enjoying tastes is certainly one of life's pleasures, isn't it? However, having no taste is also a metaphor. If we say someone has no taste, it means they lack discernment or style. If we say I've lost my taste for something, it means that I've lost my desire for it. It's because taste is central to our pleasures. And to lose it or to have poor taste quite simply means things are not right. Well, taste and eating are central to our human experience. What defines us as being human. And so maybe it's no surprise that the entry of sin into the world would be driven by a craving to taste something. We read in Genesis 3 verse 6, and when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took it and ate it and also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. And with this first sin, something fundamental changed. Humans acquired a taste for the wrong things and lost their sense of real taste. And this is where we find ourselves today. A society that's lost its taste for what is good. Why? Because we've all been infected by a virus. The sin virus. As Paul says, reflecting on Adam and Eve's poor taste, we read in Romans 5 verse 12, sin entered the world through one man and death through sin. And in this way, death came to all people because all have sinned. We're all riddled with the sin virus. And besides its ultimate effect of death, it also causes us to lose taste and live lives that are unhappy and without hope. And soon after Adam and Eve had eaten of the fruit and essentially lost their taste for what is good, we see the results. The sin virus spreads rapidly and the world just tumbles into chaos. Cain kills Abel. Violence increases so badly that God has to bring a flood and wash away the whole world. People try and build a tower to reach up to God, and he has to scatter them. And we're only in Genesis chapter 11. The sin virus is rampant, and the effect is obvious. A loss of taste for good things. A taste and a desire for evil, for hatred, for division, for sin. Taste was the underlying element of sin's entry into the world, and it plays a huge role in the first major deception story that we read of in the Bible. In Genesis 27, there's old Isaac, and he wants to bless his eldest son, Esau, with a double portion, because that's what oldest sons got. And we read that he says to Esau in Genesis 27, verse 4, prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I can give you my blessing before I die. And so you can imagine old Esau heads off. But Rebekah, his wife, overhears this and tells Jacob, who is the younger brother and her favorite son, to trick Dad. And so they make a delicious tasty stew from lamb, and they dress up Jacob in Esau's old clothes. And so old blind Isaac, although he's suspicious about the non-Esau voice, is convinced by the deception and the food he eats. And so he gives the blessing to Jacob. It's a stolen blessing. And it's a blessing that rips the family apart and sets up a struggle between the brothers that continues until today. A struggle and a division between the Jewish people and the Arab brothers. That's how catastrophic this deception started. A chain of events. I've never experienced taste loss like this. I don't think many of us have. Is God trying to send us a message in 2020, the year of seeing, and he's writing it in huge, bold, giant typeface font across the world's headline because he wants us to see something? A recent study of COVID-infected people found that, and I quote, an acute loss of smell of taste is a highly reliable virus indicator. It's one of the strange symptoms that's most common. However, different people seem to have different taste impacts with this crazy COVID virus. I seem to lose like 90% of my taste, and this meant I could really eat anything and become quite undiscerning in my diet. Nikki, my wife, didn't really lose taste, but her taste changed. And two of the things we really enjoy in life is a morning espresso and an evening glass of wine. I call them the bookends of a good day. However, all of a sudden, for Nikki, coffee tasted bitter and unpleasant, and wine tasted sour and unpleasurable. And so these two pleasures were ripped away from her. Her taste had been changed by the virus, removing things which she previously really enjoyed. You see, our ability to taste, to discern what is good and right, is central to our spiritual survival. In fact, developing a taste for what the right things are is important. Like, we know sugar is a killer, and it's something that's bad for us in society. And I remember many years ago trying to cut down sugar and getting it out of our coffee, and slowly but surely reducing it from 2 to 1 until we really liked our coffee without sugar. And now it's just delicious. I can taste the full flavor, the roasted coffee beans, because it's not masked by this other thing. Yet when the COVID hit us, everything changed. For me, coffee had hardly any flavor. For Nikki, coffee tasted terrible and bitter, an unpleasant thing, and she even had to add that sugar back in because the virus had altered her taste. And it's the same for us in life. As the sin virus corrupts us, we quickly develop a taste for the things that we know are not good for us. Inappropriate TV and media, selfish behavior, pride, consumerism, envy. The list of our unhealthy appetites is long, and God is warning us in the most visceral way possible. We know that each of these will cause us to lead unhealthy and unhappy lives. Yet, if we let the sin virus ravage our lives, we crave these things. Our taste for what is good has become corrupted. In Psalm 34, verse 8, we read this invitation. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. That's the invitation God holds out to us. Just try God. No matter how tasty the smorgasbord of sin looks, put it down and taste God. And not only will we discover a taste that is good, but we'll experience blessing. Just like when we begin to eat healthy foods, and we realize the amazing tastes we've missed out on. But not only that, we start to experience the blessing of a healthy body, one that is better able to fight the virus. Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. What better refuge and protection would we want from not just the COVID virus, but from the sin virus? And once we acquire a taste for healthy food, it's life-changing. Not only do we dislike the taste of the world's fast food, oily offerings, but we crave healthy food. And so Peter says, like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow up in your salvation. now that you have tasted that the Lord is good. This is the craving we want to develop in our lives, a craving for God, for goodness. This is the taste we want to rediscover, a taste for God. And so it's no surprise that there is a second scene in the Bible where food is central to the changing course of humanity's story. But unlike the first scene, where the desire for what was forbidden brought sin and death into the world, the second scene has Jesus' desire for what is eternal, which brings forgiveness and life into the world. Luke 22, and Jesus said to them, I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. And he took the bread and he gave thanks and he broke it. And he gave it to them saying, this is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And in the same way after the supper, he took the cup saying, this cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise them up at the last day, for my flesh is real food and my blood is real drink. This is the meal we're invited to. This is the desire that Jesus has to give us real food that will nourish us to eternal life. This is the taste he offers us in our tasteless lives. Job says, can flavorless food be eaten without salt, or is there any taste in the white of an egg? Well, there certainly isn't. All of us have been infected by the sin virus. All of us have at some stage lost our taste for what is good, causing us to crave flavorless, unhealthy lifestyles. Too readily we consume the world's diet, social media, entertainment, consumerism, and all with the same bitter and tasteless flavors: selfishness, greed, envy, and division. Yet Jesus invites us to discover true flavor, true taste, a taste for life, for the abundance of Him, where love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control are the flavors we will taste. And not only can we taste this life, but as Jesus says, you are the salt of the earth. We can bring these flavors, these incredible, amazing, life-changing tastes to a world stricken with a virus so bad, so deadly, that it is literally killing us. And so whatever condition you may be in, however tasteless life may have become, however unhealthy our lives may have been, God invites us to taste and see that the Lord is good. I pray that we will all open our eyes and see what it is we have been eating, and reach out and take the life-giving food that Jesus offers, that we might be healed and taste eternal life. Amen.